The competition for talent is fierce. Finding and hiring quality applicants has gotten increasingly difficult over the past several years, and it seems no matter what industry you're in, there's a lot of competition out there to get the best available personnel to fill the role. A big factor in what has gotten us to the point that we're at now is just changing times. Prospects now have a wealth of information available to them right at their fingertips. The internet and online job searching have forever changed the way that people look for new jobs. And another wrinkle added on top of that is the tiny little supercomputer we all carry around in our pockets every single day. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Recruiting Roundup. And seeing as this is the first episode of 2024, Happy New Year. I hope it's off to a good start. Every month here on the Recruiting Roundup, we take a look at new recruiting topics. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel here so you never miss out on anything we cover. I mentioned those tiny supercomputers. Well, obviously I'm referring to our phones. Mobile devices and smartphones in particular have totally changed the way we interact with the world around us. From GPS directions.
The machine knows! Stop yelling at me!
No, it's
Stop
up
yelling!
there! There's no road here!
To immediately submitting that angry restaurant review, and yes, right down to looking for and applying to jobs. And that's really what I want to hone in on today, the mobile experience you are providing to prospective hires. I think most everybody knows by now that being mobile friendly is important, but I'm not sure everyone grasps just how important it truly is. For instance, as of 2020, 79% of all online time in the US is spent on mobile devices. And according to a report by Appcast, 67% of all job applications in 2021 were completed on mobile devices. That's huge. And I think we can all agree that puts things in a whole new perspective. Your hiring approach doesn't only need to be mobile friendly. You may need to switch it up altogether and approach things from a mobile first perspective. Everything you do when it comes to your recruiting efforts must be accessible, viewable, and optimized for a mobile experience. And that means taking things like load times and page speeds, design, and form lengths into consideration. You want that mobile page to look good, not too plain, but not overloaded with distractions. But you also have to remember that load times on mobile devices are a major issue. Chew on this. 74% of mobile users abandon mobile sites if they take longer than just 5 seconds to load. Guilty. And given that a recent analysis of over 5 million desktop and mobile pages found that it takes desktops 10.3 seconds to load and mobile pages 27.3 seconds to load on average, this abandonment rate is a critical concern you need to focus on. So what can you do to make sure that your recruiting efforts aren't crushed before you even begin? Well, let's start with that load time. One of the most common culprits for slow load times are loading images and videos.
What's happening?
It's loading.
If you feature any on your mobile sites, you need to make sure that they are properly formatted and compressed to avoid bogging down the load time. If you're good there but still experience issues, the website host or servers may be a problem. Not all services are created equal. There are different options when it comes to servers, shared, VPS, or dedicated. And depending on your company's size and specific needs, one of these options could be a much better choice for you. Now, I'm not going to, nor am I able, to really get down into the real nitty-gritty of this, but it basically comes down to, is the server or servers you use all yours, or are you sharing resources? There's also what they call different uptime guarantees, and this uptime guarantee essentially lets you know how often the server is available without any issues. You want a provider who can guarantee your server would function without issues as much as possible. And the numbers really do matter here. Let's take a 99.9% versus a 99.95% uptime guarantee. Pretty close, right? Both are above 99%. But that seemingly small difference actually equates to a nearly 4.5 hour difference in downtime per year. Very small numbers can mean very big total differences here.
Good to know.
Now that we've got that page loaded, let's focus on the most important part, the actual content of the page. Now, you're going to want a nice looking layout that's easy to read and navigate, and don't forget to check functionality across as many popular mobile devices and browsers as possible. Try to optimize for the best overall experience. Make it look good, insert your branding, and try to create an impression, but don't get too cute for your own good. For the most part, people have certain expectations when it comes to navigating a site on their mobile device. The old hamburger menu button may not be your favorite thing in the world, but it's tried, it's true, and it's familiar to your audience. If you want to branch out and try new ideas, go for it, but try to always avoid becoming confusing. Innovation is great, but there's a fine line between innovation and just being a little too far ahead of the curve. Just ask Google Glass. Finally, we get to the actual application or form part of your mobile site. This can be a little tricky. You don't want a super short form because you want to be able to filter through and possibly even weed out applicants who don't check all your boxes before devoting a recruiter's time to them. But you also want to avoid having a really long form on mobile too. Even if the form isn't technically all that long, most people get the impression that it is if you have to scroll more than 2 or 3 times. So work to really focus on the information you need to have without asking a ton of superfluous questions. If you think your form's getting a little long but you can't find a way to shorten it, you could consider breaking the application down into smaller chunks on different pages. With shorter forms spread out into a few quick and easy chunks instead of one big sprawling page, it can give the impression that it's not as long as it actually is. If you decide to take this route, I would recommend implementing some form of progress or maybe a status bar as well. It will help applicants know that there is light at the end of the tunnel so that they're not just blindly filling out page after page. And at that same time, it may dissuade them from bailing if they know exactly how much they have left to complete. My final suggestion for the mobile form is pre-pop. I'm not a computer whiz, so I can't even begin to tell you how this works, but I'm sure your tech gurus can. If you have information on an applicant already, have it pre-populated to speed up the process. Now, if you'd like any help figuring out how to improve your talent acquisition strategy, let us know. There's a consult link down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe while you're at it. That'll do it for this episode. We'll see you here next time for another all-new Recruiting Roundup. Hey guys, thanks for watching our video today. We hope you enjoyed it and you got some good information out of it. If you'd like to see more from us, you can check out this video right here that was chosen specifically for you, or maybe that playlist right there with my good buddy Dave. See you next time. Okay, bye.